especially to our Community Service Awards. And I ask you all to please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance Again, I'd like to welcome all of you. I don't know if all of you are aware that every one of our 15 schools in Greenwich has, for one of its goals this year, a social emotional learning goal. What is so much a part of that goal is service learning. Having children realize the importance of giving to others. That's what this ceremony is all about. The students that you are about to be introduced to are truly examples of givers. Be prepared to be impressed. They are absolutely wonderful. So thank you, sit back, and enjoy. I'd like to introduce the North Street School String Orchestra under the direction of Mrs. Carolyn Vipers. They will be playing an American folk song, Cripple Creek. Our boys and girls a moment to get off the front of the stage. Thank you. The Master of Ceremonies for our dedication today for the students, Dr. Betty Sternberg.
Well, I can't tell you how wonderful it is to be here. It's great to do something that is really, really important about what you do every single day. I want you to just think about that, those of you who are being awarded today, that really the sum total of your education isn't the number of books that you read or the number of math problems you do all during your career, but it's really the dispositions that you acquire through significant contributions to others in your school and in your community and in the world. And that's what your whole education is really about. And today, we are here, and many of you are here, actually, Dr. Fleischman is here. He really had, and I'm not surprised, knowing Dr. Fleischman, had the idea to start this award for our youngsters. And these awards began in 1986. And they are awarded for participation in service activities that help improve your school and your community. Elementary students are selected to represent the school's activities, and middle school students are selected really to note their own service activities as well as their school's activities. And high school students, one at each of the houses is selected to note particularly the person's particular contribution to Counselor Dr. Ellis from our Board of Education in the audience. I think I see Peter Crumbine in the audience. Am I missing any other noteworthy people? Can't see. All noteworthy, right? We also had up on the stage, of course, with us, Dr. Fleischman, whom I mentioned, our Senator Bill Nickerson, and Mrs. Weisler, our board chair, all of whom have given of themselves during their lifetimes tremendous energy and commitment to their own communities. I'd now like to call up to the podium Patricia Ranieri, who is going to introduce our elementary principal representatives. And the elementary principals will be coming up and noting what it is that the school's been doing and the youngsters who represent the school.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Greenwich Public Schools' youngest students have devoted their time, their money, and their energy, and their hearts and smiles in support of their school, as well as our local, national, and global communities. This year, we have seen many generous and creative means developed to send important messages in support of serving our community. Elementary students in one school collected and donated plastic milk and juice cartons for Build an Igloo program, an incentive to make reading fun for Head Start preschoolers. By building an igloo that they can sit inside to read. Another school is raising awareness about the effects of global warming in our environment by promoting Earth Hour, turning off your lights on March 29th at 8 p.m. for 1 hour. This is a global initiative created to send a message about the need for action on global warming. Compliment Week is one school's initiative designed to develop a positive school climate. And the second annual Morning Fitness Walk is another school's way of promoting the importance of physical fitness. One of our elementary students brought a program from Scholastic Books to the school. Read 100 books, they'll donate 100 books to schools in need. And/or read 100 books, save 100 acres of rainforest. Another student gave up his birthday presents and asked for donations to the Greenberg, Kansas tornado victims instead of gifts. He raised $300. One of our elementary schools developed relationships with peers across the world in Russia through a cultural art exchange. These are just a few examples of the creative ways in which our young students are sending messages about the importance of reading, protecting the environment, physical fitness, reaching out to those in need, and developing global relationships. Through their outreach and service clubs, service councils, safety patrols, and ambassador clubs, elementary students are focused on supporting their communities in a variety of ways. They have held numerous and varied drives to collect food, winter coats, hats, scarves, mittens, books, disaster kits, school supplies, toys, and holiday gifts for families in the community, working with such organizations as the Red Cross, the Town of Greenwich Social Services Department, Neighbor to Neighbor, Kids in Crisis, Connecticut Food Bank, our local libraries, and Paws Animal Shelter in Norwalk. Students have also held various fundraisers, Penny for Patients to benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Societies, the Penny War to erase measles in Africa, CHAMPS, which is sponsoring a landmine detecting dog to support the Children Against Mines program, UNICEF, raising almost $3,000 among 3 schools, Jump Rope for Heart to support the American Heart Association, Love for Life, a bottle and can drive, a Halloween candy collection, all of these in support for an orphanage in Bogota, Colombia, and a bookmark sale in support of Safe Children. Greenwich Public Schools elementary students continue to share their time and youthful energy visiting with, singing for, and collecting games, music, and personal beauty items for our senior citizens throughout town. One school celebrated their 20th year visiting the King Street Nursing Home, working on a craft project and celebrating their friendships with cookie and juice. Elementary students have held Veteran Day ceremonies, sent cards and letters and supplies to veterans, to soldiers in Iraq. They've initiated and participated in school beautification and recycling projects, and school Spirit Day events. They have donated their hair to Locks of Love to create wigs for cancer patients, and they have collected school supplies for their peers in Iraq through Operation Backpack. As our youngest students have demonstrated, there are many ways in which we can work together to raise awareness, donate supplies, fund research, and build relationships. They continue to amaze us and inspire us all to reach to our neighbors in Greenwich and around the world in service to our community.
Now I'd like to invite principals up with students one at a time. We're going to do this by alphabetical order. So I'd like to call up Mrs. Kim Beck from COSCOB with her representative.
For generations, it has been a COSCOB tradition, a way of life, in fact, to be in service of our community and the world around us. Matthew Lamanna has carried on that tradition throughout his years at COSCOB School. Whether it be food drives or volunteering his time, he's been an active member of our outreach club. More noteworthy, and a testament to his true character, was what Matthew did when he learned of the devastating tornado that tore through Greensburg, Kansas last year. He asked his family and friends that in lieu of gifts, to make donations to those victims. He raised $300 for that cause. Matthew, thank you for representing the tradition of service at COSCOB School and for our entire community.
Now I'd like to call up Mr. Mark D'Amico from Glenville Elementary School with his representative.
True leadership is found in the influence that one can have on others. And it is my distinct pleasure to recognize Mr. Alec Warapol as the Glenville School representative here this afternoon. Alec embodies all that is expected of our students at Glenville: compassion, kindness, perseverance, a good sense of humor, but most importantly, a desire to help and support others. As the current 5th grade class president, Alec represents the meeting and interests of his peers with poise and maturity. Alec is not shy to set up meetings with the principal when he feels he has concerns or suggestions that would benefit the learning environment of our school. Ownership. I am always pleased to meet with Alec as his ideas are clear and well thought out and in always consideration of others. As a key member of the Glenville service community, Alec is a proponent of supporting activities that encourage community outreach. I have high hopes for this young man and would not be surprised to see him recognized here again on this very stage in the future. Glenville School is proud to recognize Mr. Alec Warapol.
I'd like to call up Dr. Damaris Round with her representative from Hamilton Avenue. I'll get this right.
Good afternoon, everyone. Bruna Takuna represents the motto of the Hamilton Avenue community: do whatever it takes. Bruna came to the United States from Brazil just 2 years ago, knowing no English. She worked hard in her classes and attended ESL classes every morning before school. Her hard work and desire to do well earned her the respect of her classmates. In the fall of 2007, the students elected her their student council representative. She has been a reliable and responsible representative who attended meetings regularly, served on the school safety patrol, helped to organize school spirit days, and was always willing to do whatever it took to do well and do it well. Bruna enjoys being with her family, especially her younger sister Amanda. She likes sports and has played on soccer and basketball teams. She also plays the violin and clarinet in our orchestra and band. I present Bruna Takuna.
And I'd like to pull up Principal Terry Ricky from the International School of Dundee as her representative.
Good afternoon. It is a privilege to be here, but it is also my proud privilege to introduce this young lady at my side. Her name is Paulina Fernandez, and she represents the best of the student body at ISD. Paulina exhibits all the IB character traits we nurture in our students, including being caring, open-minded, principled, and others. In addition, she serves on the school student council, which is always forthcoming with new ideas to enhance our school with the goal of making it even better. This winter, one of our teachers, Jennifer Manriquez, received a request from her brother who is stationed in Iraq. His base is near a school filled with students excited to be there, but with no school supplies. He asked if it would be possible to help them by collecting 40 backpacks with school supplies so we could send to the school. As is typical of ISD, we of course said yes. Hence, Operation Backpack was born. We embraced the challenge and collected and filled not just 40 backpacks, but 100 of them. Students completed chores around the house and used allowance money to purchase these items. This is just one example of many of the Take Action mindset the IB program with its character education component cultivates at our school. We are proud to be helping to develop future citizens of Greenwich and the world under the auspices of this program. Thank you for including us this afternoon, and have a wonderful time.
I'd like to pull up Principal Nancy Carbone from Julian Curtis with her representative.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to introduce fifth grader Natalia Hardwell. Natalia is the daughter of Maria and John Hardwell and sister of JJ, who are sitting proudly in the audience this afternoon. Now, Natalia was the unanimous choice of her teachers to represent the boys and girls at Julian Curtis. And it's very easy to understand why. Natalia has been part of numerous projects at a school and in her community. She is a member of the Service Club and of Girl Scout Troop 50428. When I asked Natalia why she was such a caring person, she just smiled and said, "I just like to help out the school." And we certainly appreciate it. So this afternoon, we thank Natalia and all of the Greenwich students for their service to others. And we also want to remember their parents for instilling this quality in their children. Thank you.
Next, we'd like to pull up Mr. Gene Nitrate from New Lebanon School and his representative.
Good evening. I am truly honored to be accompanied by Haley Biaggi this evening. Haley is our Student Council President and has been a very active participant in all of the Student Council activities that we have conducted during the course of the school year. The Community Service Awards are truly a night to celebrate the awesome accomplishments of our children and young adults. It is a night when they truly inspire us. Haley certainly represents all of those terrific qualities that we celebrate this evening. Over the course of the year, the New Lebanon Student Council sponsored a number of activities that focused on providing assistance to the Greenwich neighbors in need through Neighbor to Neighbor, Toys for Tots, and Pennies for Patients. The Student Council also conducted activities that promoted community spirit and celebrated family through Grandparents' Day, the second annual Morning Fitness Walk, and once again this year, we'll be celebrating Bring Your Dad to Work Day. New Lebanon students also expressed their global concerns for children in other countries through UNICEF and CHAMPS. The CHAMPS program, Children Against Mines program, fundraising, continued to support Shadow, our New Lebanon dog that is currently undergoing training in Bosnia to go into service in the Middle East or in Eastern Europe. We're very proud of Haley and all the honorees tonight, and we have good reason to have faith in the leaders of tomorrow. They're sitting amongst us tonight.
Now I'd like to call up Principal Bonnie Butera from North Miami School with her representative.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to present Tyler Pastor and Kristen Ragusa. They are our Student Council co-presidents. Earlier this year, Kristen and Tyler wrote speeches and delivered them to our student body, promising what they would do to make North Miami a better place. And as a great start in their world of politics, they have held true to each of these promises. They organized a food drive and collected over 1,000 cans of food. They've shown leadership in our character education program, and in November they presented our program at a Board of Education meeting. They showed leadership in our Veterans Day celebration, welcoming our veterans to North Miami. They have organized Friendship Lunch Day and school spirit events to bring about a sense of community and a sense of fun at North Miami. They are both filled with positive energy, creativity, and they're both extremely hardworking, and it's been my pleasure to work with them as our Student Council co-presidents.
I'd like to call up Principal Benny Irvine from this school, North Street School, and her representative.
Good evening again. It's with great pleasure that I introduce to all of you Veronica Precioso. What is so amazing about this young lady is that she joined North Street School just recently. And the impression that she's made on all of us, her teachers, her peers, has been one that's been remarkable. We have a saying that character is who you are when no one is watching. Veronica exemplifies that. She certainly is an example to each and every one of us. The service projects that we've been involved in, we're very proud of. Some of them have been small projects that have taken but a few days or a week. And the one that we are most proud of here at North Street is what we are calling this year Fit for Life, which is our raising of funds for Bogota, Colombia, and Orphanage. Veronica is involved in all of our activities and truly represents all of the students of North Street School with her high ideals and her excellence in all areas. Thank you, Veronica, for everything you've done in a very short time.
And I'd like to invite up again Trish Ranieri, principal of Old Greenwich, and her representative.
Tonight, I am honored to acknowledge Natalie Annaball as the representative for Old Greenwich School. At Old Greenwich, we really believe that community service allows children to feel connected and a large contributor to the world around them. Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." Natalie is living evidence of this philosophy. In her role as ambassador, she meets and greets our younger students and welcomes new students to our school community. She has participated in every single community service activity we have had at Old Greenwich School, and I do not have time to name them all. She has been an inspiration and a role model, not only to other students, but to her teachers and myself. I'm very proud to present to you Natalie Annaball.
I'd like to call to the podium Dara Thomas, Vice Principal of Parkway School.
Good evening. I'm honored to present the Best of Parkway. Antonio Valencia came up with the idea of creating a Parkway School record book that will be offered to people for a small donation. All proceeds will be donated to kids in crisis. In keeping with 21st century skills, the book will be available electronically. Patrick Quarryman, future environmentalist, spearheaded the program from Scholastic, where the company committed to saving 100 acres of rainforest land for every 100 books per classroom, for every 100 books read per classroom. We're on track to saving 1,400 acres. These two represent the best of Parkway, the best of Greenwich, the best of our country. Thank you.
Last of our elementary schools, but not least, Riverside. Mr. John Grasso will come up with his representative.
Good evening. Natalie Chan, C-H-A-N. Write that down. Natalie is a student council representative. She's also a Riverside Ranger, and she is a very committed young lady. Natalie was instrumental in the success of the American Red Cross Money for Measles Drive, which raised over $4,000 for vaccines. Natalie was part of the council which collected books for the Byram Library. Natalie was a leader in the drive to collect baby items for Early Head Start program in Philadelphia. Natalie is part of a very compassionate group of youngsters at Riverside who are ready and more than willing to leave a big volunteer but green footprint on this earth. Natalie, thank you very much.
Okay, so now we move on to middle school, where we celebrate the accomplishments of particular youngsters. From Central Middle School, I'd like to call up to the stage Carol Walsh, principal, and her designee.
Good evening, everyone. Matilda Peckover has been a teacher, a builder, a cook, and a swimmer, and she has used her skills in the community. For example, as part of the Earth Day awareness, Matilda actually taught 2 Girl Scout troops. She taught them the importance of the rainforest, of recycling, and reusing. She also taught them how to make bags to use in recycling. She used her house building skills to work with children of families to make gingerbread houses that they could use at the holiday time to brighten their homes. She also continues to work in the community at the soup kitchen, and she helps to make and serve the food. Finally, she swims. Get ready, Greenwich High School. Matilda swims every year to raise money for the British Heart Foundation. Her sponsors donate these funds for every length of a 50-meter swimming pool that she swims. And the money she raises will help to fund disease in heart research. Contributing her time, her energy, her talents, her creativity, and her caring heart, Matilda is a role model to young and old alike. Greenwich is really proud to have Matilda as part of their community. Thank you.
As I see coming on their way up, Ralph Mayo, principal of Eastern Middle School, with his representative.
My pleasure to present Kim Rogers to all of you today. Kim is a 3-year member of the Eastern Middle School Service and Others Committee and is our current president of our student council. As a member of our Service for Other Committee, Kim met monthly to plan and organize and coordinate all service activities that took place at Eastern Middle School. The committee helped to raise money for organizations and programs such as Cancer Research, the Red Cross, Mikey's Way Foundation, and outside of school, through the Girl Scouts, Kim spent a month planning and organizing gift bags for a fundraiser for Dana's Angels Research Trust and an organization that funds research, medical education, and/or medical or hospital care for the treatment or cure of Niemann-Pick type C disease. Also with the Girl Scouts, Kim has helped design and implement activities and family events for preschoolers at the Childhood Learning Center in Stanford. Kim is also very active in her church and helped collect items for a medical clinic in Honduras last fall as part of their Junior Pilgrim Fellowship Program. Kim has already learned the important lessons and values of service to her school, local, national, and global communities through her many contributions to others. Thank you, Kim Rogers.
And Western Middle School, Stacy Gross, principal, Dr. Stacy Gross, principal of Western Middle School. It's a new doctor. And her representative.
Thank you. It still concerns me that everybody always giggles after they call me doctor, but I'll still take it. Good afternoon and congratulations to all of today's award recipients. It is a pleasure to share Victoria Lito's accomplishments with you this afternoon. When I brought Victoria down to my office to tell her she was the Western Middle School Community Service Award winner, she graciously accepted the honor. I then went on to start to tell her a little bit about the details of today, at which point she politely told me that she knew how the day would be run because, unbeknownst to me, she had also been the Community Service Award recipient in 5th grade at New Lebanon School. I was so taken aback by this information. I was thrilled on one level that without even having that knowledge, the 8th grade team and the administrators had unanimously chosen her to be the Western Middle School honoree. And I was also so taken by the respect for community, the values, and the respect for giving back and service that Mr. and Mrs. Lito have instilled in Victoria. At Western Middle School, Victoria is a student council representative. She's also a student representative on our school improvement team, as well as serving as a peer mentor to ease the transition of many of our sixth grade students. She's been an active participant in our Pennies for Patients drive, as you've heard about from people, other schools today. She also participated in the China Cares, in which we raised baby items for orphans in China, as well as being an active participant in our food drive, our Thanksgiving food drive, where we share goods with the Neighbor to Neighbor Association. Victoria truly embodies all of the qualities highlighted by the Service Award, and I look forward to all that she will do for the community in her future. Congratulations, Victoria.
I would like to call up Alan Capasso, headmaster of our high school, who will be calling up the housemasters and their awards.
At Greenwich High School, we truly have a culture of caring. This goes back as long as I've been there and well before I arrived. Greenwich High School and the Greenwich community truly gives back. And that's such a feature of this community and this high school. It's one that we need to celebrate as we do it in this ceremony, and one we should be especially proud of. In a minute, you're going to see 7 outstanding Greenwich High School students who exhibit that quality at the high school. Each year at this time, as we get closer to graduation, I start thinking and reflecting on the students, the senior class, and how I'm going to miss these students and the contributions they make at the high school. And then I attend this ceremony, and I'm so excited about the new students who will be coming up here. And so this always makes me feel good for the future of both Greenwich High Schools, the future of the community, and quite frankly, the future of our nation. At this time, I'd like to bring up the Bella Housemaster, Lorraine Termini, who will introduce her student.
Hi, everybody. It's with great pleasure that I introduce Lori Ng. Lori is a very impressive young woman. She's kind, caring, and a hard worker. She's also fluent in English, Chinese, and Spanish. For the last 3 years, Lori has been a dedicated member of the Greenwich Red Cross Safe Rides program. At the Safe Rides, Lori is a team leader and fundraising coordinator. Lori is a 3-year member and current president of the Greenwich High School Big Brother, Big Sister Club. Lori has also volunteered with Meals on Wheels and Greenwich Adult Daycare. One summer, Lori spent time in El Salvador with her Spanish class. There, she helped rebuild a house, delivered food and medical supplies, and sponsored a dance for elementary school children. The trip culminated in a service where Lori used her fluency in Spanish to address the attendees. All these reasons and more is why Bella House chose Lori Ng as our award recipient. As her guidance counselor, Paul Mayford, said, Lori is everything that is right with this world and gives me hope for our future.
I'd like to call up Cantor Housemaster David Ross. His-
Good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Sarah Wilbanks Sarah has an impressive resume by any measure. She is an Honor Society student, the captain of her gymnastics team, a dedicated musician, and by the way, she devotes many hours to community service. The avenue for most of the service she performs is the Girl Scouts. Through her troop, she has been involved in several projects. In the first project, she worked at the Nathaniel Witherell Home to provide a Valentine's Day party designed to bring activity and good cheer to the residents. A second project involved helping children complete their homework in an after-school program at the Yearwood Center.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to be able to present to you two young adults that have some outstanding community leadership. First is Cassandra Rizzo. Cassandra is a compassionate, caring young lady. She is a hardworking who strives to make a difference in the community. She is a natural leader with innate ability to direct and encourage young people. Cassandra has been a vocalist in her Christ Church choir for the past 6 years. During the summer, she travels throughout Europe singing with the choir. She's a choir scholar, which means that she tutors the younger girls in the choir, or younger children in the choir. Cassandra is also a member and a leader in the lay Eucharistic ministry, where she's also the schedule coordinator. She organized visits each Sunday and creates a schedule for all of their members. Cassandra has also been in the Girl Scouts for 11 years. For the past 3 years, her troop has run Midnight Madness, which is a giant sleepover for all the Girl Scout troops in the town, which she helps organize. She's also a member of the Link. It's a community service club at Greenwich High School, where she participates in many activities, including running children's games and crafts at the Red Cross Carnival, working at the food booth at Adopt a Dog, and organizing and running sport equipment drive for underprivileged children. Cassandra also is a member of the Stand By Me program at Greenwich High School, which is a peer tutoring for incoming 9th graders, and also serves as a mentor for those students. She's also a member of Habitat for Humanity, where she has had the opportunity of working locally and traveled to South Carolina on a few builds. Cassandra is also a member of Safe Rides that is run through the Red Cross. Cassandra's service to her community is extensive, and she looks forward to her new opportunities at the college. It's also my pleasure to present Brandon Martiz. Brandon is a community service started when he was a young child in the Boy Scouts. Over the years, he has never stopped living that code and honor and service that he pledged years ago. Presently, Brandon holds the status of Eagle Scout, the highest rank in the Boy Scouts, due to his endless devotion to improve the community in which he lives. Besides completing the countless amount of hours of service through the Boy Scouts, Brennan is American Red Cross certified instructor. He is asked on several occasions throughout the year to train community members, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts to become certified in CPR. Brennan is also a member of the Red Cross Safe Rides as well. He is also a member of the Habitat for Humanities, where he has also done builds in our community and also internationally. Brennan is also a volunteer at his church, where he has participated in numerous food drives, among other activities. In 2006-2007, Brennan was a recipient of the Greenwich Council Leadership Award, and this year he was the winner for the Boy Scout Leadership Award. Currently, he is a nominee to receive the Regional Boy Scout Leadership Award. Aside from his devotion and community service, Brennan is a valued member of the theater department at Greenwich High School, Department of the Stage Crew, where he has served a number of school plays and musicals. He also graduated from the Greenwich Police Department Police Academy last May. Brennan's counselors acknowledge him as a selfless, passionate, and young man who she has enjoyed working with a great deal. Brennan looks forward to continuing his community service, where he will attend Central Connecticut State University this fall, where he has already received a scholarship. It is my pleasure to present these two young adults.
Now I'd like to introduce Folsom Housemaster Martha Zorno and and the Folsom House recipient.
Hi. Greenwich High School and Folsom House are very, very proud of Inez Shepard. When I look at what Inez has accomplished, I wonder how she fits it into 24-hour days. She gives back, she keeps on giving, both to Greenwich High School and her community. Within Greenwich High School, she's a Stand By Me tutor, our peer tutoring and mentoring program. She's a 4-year member of the Signettes, our service organization, and is the treasurer this year. She's on the Names Day Steering Committee, and to that, I understand she brings her very powerful experiences as an immigrant from Uruguay in the middle of 7th grade, where assumptions about her abilities caused her to be placed in low-level classes. As you'll hear, she's an academic superstar. She's active in AIDS awareness within Greenwich High School, and it doesn't stop there. Outside in the community, she's a long-time volunteer for the American Red Cross. Because of her leadership abilities, she was made president of the Safe Rides program, and she's an Open Eyes peer educator for HIV/AIDS awareness, one of 7 students chosen for that. When I left out the AIDS awareness within Greenwich High School, too, she goes into sophomore health classes and talks about safe practices. Through her church, she's a leader in the Young Life Service Organization. She's a varsity field hockey player. She takes the toughest course load available at Greenwich High School, many AP classes, 3 honor societies. You can read your program. This woman is going to take the world by storm, and we join her parents and her teachers and her guidance counselor, who says she's one of the most spectacular students she's had at Brenda, I won't say in how many years, and she will be amazing. So congratulations.
Now I'd like to call up Sheldon House Master Joseph Russo and the Sheldon House recipient.
Good evening, everybody. Sheldon House is proud to present Sydney Beatty for its Community Service Award this year. Sydney is described by her teachers as being energetic, gifted, outgoing, positive presence, and a conscientious, multi-talented student. If you were wondering why Sydney was chosen as Sheldon House's recipient of the Community Service Award, let me give you some examples. It's 2005 and Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans. Sydney packed her video camera, developed a list of questions to ask the residents of New Orleans, traveled the Ninth Ward, and then produced a documentary about Katrina, illustrating and sharing the plight of its victims. Orleans County in upstate New York has the highest welfare dropout rate in New York State. Being concerned, Sydney organized the Cardinal Connection by arranging a sharing of guidance resources between Orleans County students and Greenwich High School in the hope of broadening the hope and vision of students with less resources than those at Greenwich High School. In addition, evolving from her love of theater, Sydney has organized Black Box Buddies, a group of Greenwich High School students who assist in all aspects of the theater at the elementary and the middle school levels. And if that's not enough, Sydney is the president of Former Attire, which collects dresses, jewelry, accessories to sell, with proceeds going to the Genesee Orleans Ministry of Concern, a program of last resort for people. Unsold dresses are donated to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's migrant program in upstate New York. Sydney's also a 4-year member of the Red Cross Safe Rides and Model UN programs, and has been a Stand By Me tutor and mentor. Sydney's a member of the Spanish and National Honor Societies and a National Merit Commended Scholar. I guess you can see why these are the reasons that Sheldon House and Greenwich High School proudly presents Sydney Beatty with its 2008 Community Service Award, as she does honor to the words of Margaret Mead, who said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, that is the only thing that ever has." Sydney Beatty.
Hey, what I'd like us to do is just acknowledge all these wonderful, wonderful young people. I'm sure it gives you pause, it gives me pause to say these children are doing wonderful things. You parents are doing a great job, and the educators behind them are doing a great job too. So let's just acknowledge. I would now like to call up Dr. Fleischman, who was responsible for this award ceremony. Dr. Fleischman, of course, is the superintendent here for many, many years. And as some of you know, I've mentioned in other speeches that I've given, he and I worked together a long, long ago when he was superintendent here, and I was up at the State Department. And it is really no surprise to me that his legacy would be this award ceremony and the contribution, his contribution, and the acknowledgement of this sort of contribution of students to this community, to their school communities, to this community, and to the world. So, Ernie?
As I said, I say almost every year, it gives me enormous pleasure to award this while I am alive. These kinds of legacy awards often occur too late. I looked out in the audience as the students were coming forward. I happened to be looking at Alan, headmaster at Greenwich High School, and I saw the smile on his face, and you said it so well, that it must give you, I know it gives you enormous pleasure to see, in the sports metaphor, the bench coming up to the high school. And everyone in the audience, as I looked at you, you feel the same degree of pleasure and optimism about witnessing what's taking place. I want to especially thank Betty Sternberg and Nancy Weissler, because they represent leadership in the schools, and not just for continuing the award ceremony, but through your words and actions, reinforcing the notion that this is not a supplemental part of the school system, it's a central part of the school system. And to Senator Nickerson, we've sat beside each other now for many years, and I only see him once a year. I used to see him more frequently when I worked in the schools. But I want to thank him for his strong community service in Greenwich and Hartford, and I know he will have his own words as well. This does not happen, community service, by accident. It's all about modeling behavior. I speak as a parent, and to the parents who are here, Betty thanked you, others thanked you. Starting at birth, and sometimes earlier, the students who are being honored here have watched you, and not just your words, but undoubtedly your actions. So you feel special pleasure, and deservedly so. I know that you've had, enormous influence. To the Greenwich community, I would say that anything we can do as a community to put students who are selfless and are applying what they've learned in school. It's just an extension. Putting these students into the limelight, in the community is terribly important. These very same students ought to be speaking at Rotary and Lions Club, all the service organizations in town. They should be speaking to parents groups because this is what the school system is about. And they're great examples of the marrying of the academic and the emotional. And you've heard me say before that the school system is not merely about intellect, it's not merely about heart, it's a marrying of both. Students don't learn unless there's an emotional connection. And what these students have done is to take their learnings and extend it and apply it into the community. So why the award? Back in 1986, not sure I've told this story before, but I'm from Boston many years ago. You heard the long O there. And I used to approach Storrs, Connecticut, and I would see the sign, Home of Champions. And that's before the UConn women and men. Women are playing tonight at 9:30. And I used to see the same sign. I don't know if it's up on the outskirts as you approach from Byram into Greenwich. And there would be a Home of Greenwich Champions. And that always applied to athletics. I'm a great believer in strong athletic programs. But it's a symbol of the importance that the school system and UConn places on its athletic programs. Our belief was that symbols are important, and if the school system is about cultivating habits of the heart and mind, then it needs to have formal symbols, and therefore the Community Service Award. So that's why we do it, and I'm delighted that it continues. And now, the most important part of my brief words are to honor Courtney Fogwell. Would you come forward, Courtney, please? Please give her a round. So Courtney is the 2008 recipient of the Fleischman Award. It's always hard for me to kind of get that out, but I'm very proud of what you have done, Courtney. Your guidance counselor caught the spirit of who you are when she talked about your maturity, your selflessness, your spirit of caring, your intelligence, and overall thoughtfulness. And I know that's the case. I was awestruck by your accomplishments. Your major, you have many, and again, the script is in front of the audience, but I want to talk about Habitat for Humanity because Habitat for Humanity, I do know something about that project. And here's an example of Courtney taking everything that she's learned from her teachers. So she became secretary in junior year of Habitat for Humanity, and then in her senior year, she became president. And she undertook 3 major initiatives: in Bridgeport, Connecticut, in Tecate, Mexico, and in Greensburg, Kansas. Got that right. And she went there with other students, some of whom were honored. She helped with the building of houses. She raised the funds for that. So she had to exercise her budget skills, her planning skills, her leadership skills, everything to execute this particular project. But that's not all. She too has been a lead person in the Stand By Me program, which helps students who are new to Greenwich High School. She's placed first in the Senior High School Physical Science Connecticut Science Fair. She's a writer and a business manager of Beak. It's quite an incredible combination. Tennis is dear to my heart too, Courtney, but I know you're a varsity tennis player on the championship varsity team. I know that you take the most rigorous courses in the high school, and you're a violinist and a flautist, and you sing, and you're a sailor. Those are activities, but most importantly, Courtney, mature, selfless, caring, thoughtful human being. And on behalf of the Greenwich faculty, the leadership here, the Greenwich community, we thank you so deeply for who you are and what you've accomplished. And I am proud to give you both this certificate and monetary award, the Fleischman Award winner, Courtney. Congratulations.
And now I'd like to, before I introduce Senator Nickerson to come up to the podium, I can't help but mention, of course, that this will be the last time as senator that you appear before us. And certainly Senator Nickerson has had a long and distinguished career and given so much to his community. He's been senator for 9 terms, that's 18 years, and then representative for 2 terms, 4 years, so 22 years totally. And it is again, I had the pleasure of interacting with him, not only here, but in my previous career, and it is a pleasure and an honor to bring him up to the podium for his last time as senator.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. Wow, what a fabulous evening. Do you feel as I do that we ought to give all these award winners a standing ovation? What about that? Thank you for inviting me. What a pleasure to be here at this fabulous ceremony. As you can imagine, over 22 years, I go to a lot of events. None that I look forward to more than visiting the Greenwich school system, particularly on community service evenings. Why? Because when I walk through that door, I feel the bounce. I feel the energy. I feel the accomplishments and achievements that go on in the Greenwich schools every day. So just walking through that door, meeting the teachers and the students is a great moment. But more than that, when I meet the students and hear the things they've done for their school, for others, for people they may not even know, I go to home at night and I think, did I manage my time as well as these students? Did I reach out to other people and accomplish something so that I can say at the end of the day that I tried to make it a better world? Did I do that as well as some of these students? I'm not sure I can answer the question every day as well as these students have. But more than that, in a deeper and broader way, I leave these events knowing, believing that we're training students in the Greenwich High School to be leaders, to exert their spirit and energy in the behalf of others, to take responsibility for making this a better world. And let me tell you, all awardees, and through you, all the students in the Greenwich School System, we need you as leaders. We want you, and this town, and this state, and this country are depending on you. Thank you very much.
I'm very pleased to be with you today, and I just wanted to elaborate a little bit on one of the themes that you heard today. Just to give you an example, a wise man once said that a person who has learning without good deeds is like a tree with full branches but shallow roots. Such a tree may be beautiful to look at, but when the storm comes, it's at risk of blowing over, perhaps even harming other trees around it. By contrast, a person with both learning and good deeds is like a tree with full branches and a deep root system. Such a tree is beautiful to look at, and what's more, its firm grounding makes it strong and stable. When the storm comes, this is the tree that is likely to endure and to help shelter the trees around it. And beyond the good that you've accomplished yourself, you should know that your good deeds have a multiplier effect. They will actually engender other good deeds in their wake. How so, for example? The example that you have set will surely influence your classmates and others in the community to act likewise. So when we say that a person of good character endures, we don't mean just as an individual. Beyond that, other people that you may not even know, will think of you and do good deeds themselves, perhaps for even many years to come. We've certainly seen that here today. This is truly a worthy way to endure. This idea that learning by itself does not make for a complete person, but must be grounded in good character, as reflected in contributions to the community and to the society at large, is so important that the Greenwich Public Schools, that we have it as one of our core policies. And as recipients of the awards today, we see you as the best possible examples of that policy. We'd like to thank all of you for coming today and for your support, and we hope that you'll join us at the reception. Thank you.